Hello everyone, this is Sushma. A warm welcome to everyone. And today we'll be starting with another listening mock test. This is mock test 3. And for the other two mock tests, you can visit our webpage or you can just type in the YouTube, you can find it. PT tutorials webinar on listening mock test. You can find the first two series and this is the third one. And the same questions will be given here as well, the same modules. And you have we have completed reading, writing, speaking, and listening mock test. All the three mocks can be you can view them on YouTube. And so today we'll be starting with listening module mock test. Coming to the first question, that is summarize spoken text. And as you all know, you need a pen and paper with you. So please grab your pen and paper so that you can write down the notes and start your mock test. I'll just give you 1 minute to bring your pen and paper. Okay, summarize spoken text. You will hear a short report. Write a summary to your fellow student who was not present. You should write 50 to 70 words. You have 10 minutes to finish this task, and your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and how well your response presents the key points presented in the report. That means you will hear a lecture of 1 or 1.5 minutes, and you have to write that lecture. You have to write it in your own words, and you need to present it in the answer. This summarized spoken text is very important, and what is important here is jotting down the keywords is very important for listening module, and this is integrated with writing. So in the writing module, what is good is how good are you writing, that is grammatically, is it okay, structure, are you following the structure, grammar, structure, spellings is very important. Spellings should not do any spelling mistakes, should not do any grammatical mistakes, and you need to follow some structure and write down this summarized spoken text. And this is very important for your listening as well as writing module. If you are not giving your main idea from the lecture into the answer, you get a 0 straight away for both listening as well as writing modules. So be careful while listening to the audio. Make sure that you're giving the main idea in the first sentence itself. That means the topic sentence should be given, your main idea should be presented for sure. And we have two types of summarized spoken text in the PTE exam. And those summarized spoken texts are for sure you get in your exam, those two types of summarized spoken texts. And one will be like one side and the second one will be like an interview. Okay, so make sure that you're practicing maximum summarized spoken text because you need to practice more here and you need to collect maximum keywords and write it without any grammatical mistakes. Okay, and one more thing I wanted to tell you here is we have updated our PT tutorials app. So just download PT tutorials app. You have so many questions over there on this summarized spoken text. Keep practicing from there, or you can visit our website as well. Okay, coming to the first question, I'll play the audio, then I'll give you 6 minutes of time. But in your exam, your timer starts, then only the audio will start play. Okay, so what happens here is in that 10 minutes itself, you have to listen to the audio, you need to write down, you need to proofread, and everything should be done in that 10 minutes time. Don't waste your time and be sure that this 10 minutes is allocated only to the one question. If you're completing this within 7 minutes and you need that 3 minutes for the next question means Pearson will not give you that. This 10 minutes are individually for this question itself. So utilize your complete 10 minutes, proofread it because proofreading is very important in summarized spoken text. You need to avoid spelling errors here. If you're not sure with the spelling, don't write it. And let us start with the first summarized spoken text. Let me play the audio first. Get ready with your pen and paper.
What is risk? It's something that is fundamental to actuarial science, but it's something that I've realized we never get a clear definition on what exactly it is. A situation involving exposure to danger or expose something to danger, harm, or loss. It defines risk as the chance that an investment's actual return will be different than expected. The risk includes the possibility of losing some or all of the original investment. Risk can also be defined as the intentional interaction with uncertainty. Uncertainty is a potential, unpredictable, unmeasurable, and uncontrollable outcome. Risk is, now listen to this part, a consequence of action taken in spite of uncertainty. Risk is the result of the consequence of an uncertain event.
In your exam also, the audio is played only once. And let me start the timer of 6 minutes. You need to complete your answer within 6 minutes. And your time starts now. Very good. I've received so many answers. Let me analyze them at the end of the module, the end of the webinar. Okay. Now, shall we move on to the next question? Ready with your pen and paper again? This is the answer. If you can, just check the keywords which you have. Note it down. The lecture was regarding risk. So what is the main idea here? Risk is the main idea. If you have written risk in your answer, for sure you'll be having 2 points. And you get into the evaluation zone and your answer gets evaluated. Start evaluated for your listening as well as writing. If you have missed the word risk here, then for sure you will not be scored. You get a 0 straight away. So the lecture was regarding risk, which is fundamental to science but has no clear definition. Firstly, the risk is an exposure to the danger of harm or loss, but the risk is an investment's actual return, which is different than expected. Moreover, it is the intentional interaction with an uncertainty that is unpredictable outcome. In conclusion, the risk is a consequence of the action of an uncertain event. That is at the end of the lecture. So you have to write down that particular sentence. So this is the answer. These are the keywords. Nothing but it's risk, fundamental to science, and has no clear definition. Exposure to danger, harm or loss. Risk is investment's actual return, and which is different than expected. And it has interaction with uncertainty that has predictable outcome. Next, consequence of the action of an uncertain event is called a risk. So these are the keywords which you need to include into your answer. Now, next one, let us start with the next audio. Then I will on the timer. Okay. Get ready with your pen and paper. Ready? Okay.
Depression in a child dates back as far as the 16th century, when the first concept of children's depression was discovered. A research was taken at that time to find out what happened to children who suffer from depression. The study revealed that a dramatic increase in children's depression can increase the risk of life. For example, long-term illness such as diabetes and heart disease are caused by depression. One of the studies shows children with depression behave differently and respond differently to medical treatment. This is why many specialists have tried bringing a cure, but no one found a perfect medicine. It is quite rare that children suffer from depression, but in a recent study the number has dramatically increased. Nowadays, no one knows about children's depression. It has become a common sickness in a child. Children's depression is still a puzzle for scientists and specialists and needs to be resolved sooner than later.
Yes. And your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Yes, we'll move on to the answer so that you can check yourself. This is the answer. So the lecture was regarding the depression in children, which was the first concept in the 16th century. Firstly, children suffering from depression have an increase in the risk of life. Okay, means the increase in depression, they have increase in risk of life was the words, and the moreover they behave differently and respond differently to the medical treatment, but no one has found a perfect medicine. Yes, then in conclusion, depression dramatically increased among children and had become a common sickness which remains as a puzzle for the scientists. So this is the answer. These are the keywords. It is the lecture was regarding depression first of all, and it was the first concept in 16th century. And as the depression is increased, the risk of children also have been increased, and it has become very common these days. And they behave differently and respond differently to the medical treatment, but no one is finding a perfect medicine for that. Next, it has increased among children, which has become common these days, which is very like it was in the lecture, and had become a common sickness, which remains as a puzzle for the scientists. So these are the only keywords from the lecture which we have collected, and this is the answer. Okay, and check it with your keywords, what you have written. Okay, and the next question will be fill in the blanks. Listening fill in the blanks. This is very important for your writing and listening modules, and you need to be 100% accurate in this listening fill in the blanks to score 79 plus in your writing, because this is very, very important for the writing. You need to check your spellings, you need to check your words, and proofread here also, because this is an important task. You'll hear a recording, type the missing words in each blank, and I'll be displaying the transcript first. I'll play the audio, then I'll reveal the answers. Okay? Yes. Ready?
Those of you who've never heard the term Neo-Latin may be forgiven for thinking it's a new South American dance craze. If you're puzzled when I tell you it has something to do with the language of Romans, take heart. Over the years, many classes who have confessed they are not really sure what it is either. Some have assumed that they are so-called late Latin, written at the end of the Roman Empire. Others have supposed it must have something to do with the Middle Ages. Or perhaps it's that pseudo-Latin which my 5- and 7-year-old boys seem to have gleaned from the Harry Potter books, useful for spells and curses that they zip one another with makeshift paper ash ones. No, in fact, Neo-Latin is more or less the same as the Latin that was written in the ancient world, classical Latin. So, what's so new about it?
And the answers are heart, 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 pseudo Latin. This is a real exam question, and if you get it in your exam, you have to write the pseudo Latin. PSEUDO LATIN with a hyphen and capital L. Gleaned. It is gleaned, 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 spells ancient. These are the answers. Let's move to the next question.
In animals, a movement is coordinated by a cluster of neurons in the spinal cord called the central contract patterns generator, CPG. This produces signals that drive muscles to contract rhythmically in a way that produces running or walking, depending on the pattern of pulses. A simple signal from the brain instructs the CPG to switch between modes such as going from a standstill to walking.
And the answers are central, CENTRAL, pattern, PATTER in pattern, modes, MODES, modes. Okay, and next question will be highlight incorrect words. This highlight incorrect words is very, very important, and this is code for your reading as well as listening modules. This is integrated with reading. And what happens here is you will hear a recording and the transcription of the recording will be given for you. Some words in the transcription differ from what the speaker said. And you need to click on the words that are different. That is, highlight incorrect words from the lecture. The most important thing here to be noted is this question has a negative marking. So if you are giving a wrong answer, remember that you will have a negative marking there. So make sure, if you're sure with the option only, click that, else don't go with the guess. Because you have a negative marking, don't take a risk. And the first question of highlight incorrect words will be yes, let me play the audio.
Sleep disorders are conditions that result in changes in the way that you sleep. A sleep disorder can affect your overall health, safety, and quality of life. Sleep deprivation can affect your ability to drive safely and increase your risk of other health problems. Some of the signs and symptoms of sleep disorders include excessive daytime sleepiness, irregular breathing, or increased movement during sleep. Other signs and symptoms include an irregular sleep and wake cycle and difficulty falling asleep. There are many different types of sleep disorders. They are often grouped into categories that explain why they happen or how they affect you. Sleep disorders can also be grouped according to behaviors, problems with your natural sleep-wake cycles, breathing problems, difficulty sleeping, or how sleepy you feel during the day.
So the answers here are sleep disorders, I think. Sleep disorders. No, I think there is some. This is the answer. First of all, sleep disorders, and next is somewhere here, purity, and some of the signs exclude daytime sleepiness, irregular breathing. That was not regular breathing. Regular breathing is okay, but irregular breathing is the irregular. Here, irregular also is the answer. And the next is affect, AFFECT. It's not a positive one. So AFFECT, this also should be highlighted. Next, breathing problems. He has told problems, but it is troubles written here. So you need to highlight troubles. So you have 5 answers. They are illnesses, purity, regular, effect, and troubles. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question.
Optimism is a mental attitude reflecting a belief or hope that the outcome of some specific endeavor, or outcomes in general, will be positive, favorable, and desirable. A common idiom used to illustrate optimism versus pessimism is a glass filled with water to the halfway point. An optimist is said to see the glass as half full, while a pessimist sees the glass as half empty. The term derives from the Latin optimum, meaning best. Being optimistic, in the typical sense of the word, is defined as expecting the best possible outcome from any given situation. This is usually referred to in psychology as dispositional optimism. It thus reflects a belief that future conditions will work out for the best. For this reason, it is seen as a trait that fosters resilience in the face of stress. Theories of optimism include dispositional models and models of explanatory style.
Okay, and the answers are outcome, positive, empty, resilient. These are the answers. Now, we'll move on to the very important task, very important question called write from dictation. This is very important for your reading as well as, write from dictation is very important for your writing as well as listening modules. And write from dictation, you need to be 100% accurate here. You should not miss a word, you should not misspell a word. And remember that 100% accuracy is needed here in this write from dictation. Okay, and this is the last question. So as you know, you have an overall timing for this listening module. You need to spare at least 5 minutes for this write from dictation, because you may have 3 or 4 questions in your exam, but here I'm giving you 5 questions to practice. And you have either 3 or 4 questions in your exam. And recently one of our clients, they got 5 questions as well. So get prepared and spare maximum time for your write from dictation. Okay, and how do I do that? Means you need to finish your multiple choice questions, select missing word fast. That means once you have listened to the audio, you need to click the option and move to the next question immediately. What happens in this write from dictation is, what actually it is, you will hear a sentence, type the sentence exactly as you hear it, write as much of the sentence as you can. You will hear the sentence only once. So you need to do this 100% accurate. Okay. Now let us start the first one. Start. Get ready with your pen and paper.
We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us.
Okay. So the answer will be, we study science to understand and appreciate the world around us. You need to start with the capital letter and end with a full stop. Check the spellings also. We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us. Okay. And you should not miss the articles also, like no need to, they are important. Don't think that they are not important. Articles are also considered as a word and they also give you the score. And coming to the next question, right from dictation 2, ready?
The morning's lecture on economic policy has been cancelled.
And the answer will be the morning's lecture on economic policy has been cancelled. Should I write only CA and CELED? If you are following American English, you have to write CA and CELED. If you are following British spellings, you can write CA and CELLED. So both are correct. However, try to follow one spellings in your exam. Okay, either American or British. Next. Coming to the next question of right from dictation. Ready, everyone? Concentrate.
Article numbers are collected through interesting experiments.
And the answer will be article numbers are collected through interesting experiments. Article numbers are collected through interesting experiments. Okay. Next one. Right from dictation number 4. This is the most repeated right from dictation. Ready?
Tribes vied with each other to build monolithic statues.
The answer will be tribes vied, V-I-E-D, tribes vied with each other to build monolithic statues. Tribes vied with each other to build monolithic statues. Check your answers and give 1 point for each word. For every word, you have to give 1 point there. And coming to the next question, last question, right from dictation number 5. Ready?
The artists tied with the conservative politicians earned the roles of critiques.
The artist tied with the conservative politicians earned the roles of critics. Sometimes the last 3 words changes, like roles, ROLES, roles of critiques, CRITIQUAS. So depending on the pronunciation of the last words, you have to write your answer. The whole thing will be the same, but this roles will be pronounced as roles, rows as roles, and critics as critiques. The artists tied with the conservative politicians earned the roles of critics. This is the correct answer. Okay, rows will be pronounced as ROLES, roles sometimes. Critics will be pronounced as critiques, CRITIQUES, critiques. Okay, concentrate on each and every word because each and every word here in right from dictation is important for your writing module. And that's the end of the webinar, and that's the end of the module, listening module. Let me check the questions now. And if you have any queries, you can just post them in the question box here. Okay. And we have one answer, Naveen. Hi, Naveen. The lecture was about risk. Speaker said that risk, why comma, why R capital, why L capital, unnecessary capitals, Naveen, cannot be defined exactly. Speaker also supported spelling wrong. Risks, RISK, that might be a typo, but that is also considered as a mistake. And danger part instance, also R by R capital, does also risk does give any particular actual return, no certainty. Lecture was concluded. You need to practice a lot, Naveen. So many mistakes are there, and need, of course, collection of keywords is fine, but your way of writing is not. You have to improve your writing a bit. Okay. Next chapter, Naveen. The answer is Durai. Hi, Durai. The lecture. Okay. The lecture talked about the importance of risk. The speaker mentioned that risk is a structural science. In addition, lecture demonstrated the risk is exposure to danger. Furthermore, lecture highlighted that risk is potential, unreachable, and controllable phenomenon. You can write more keywords, right? Those keywords are not enough for you to score 79 plus. Okay, you have to write more keywords. Nitesh, the speaker clearly explained the risk and how to measure the risk in his discussion. He presented a clear and deep insight about the risk and its factors. Okay, firstly spelling wrong. Risk is associated with the uncertainty and subsequently the consequence of the action taken by these uncertain events defines the risk. You can add more keywords. You have added many extra words like the speakers clearly explained. He presented a clear and deep insight about. So these are all extra words because you have only 70 words to write and collect maximum keywords from the lecture and write only the keywords. Don't use any extra words. Monica, hi Monica. The lecture was regarding the child's depression. The dramatic increase in depression causes increase in risk of life. Good. Okay. Moreover, diabetes and heart diseases are caused, and children respond differently to medical treatment. Okay. Also, there is no perfect medicine found for depression. In conclusion, depression has become a puzzle for scientists. You're missing articles, Monica. Is that your answer or Rose? I'm not sure, but for this answer, you have missed articles. And the next answer is Rose. Is this yours? No, it's Durai. Okay. Rose, you have missed that. And Durai, the speaker discussed about. Discussed about is wrong usage, Durai. You don't get grammar score there. Discussed about is a wrong usage. Don't use about. It's a vague preposition. Don't use it all. The speaker discussed children depression. The lecture mentioned that children suffer from depression. In addition, you have mentioned the same things in the two sentences. You have only 70 word limit. In that 70 words, if you repeat the same things, where is a space for you to write more keywords? In addition, the lecture gave an example. No need to include examples here because this is a summary. One of the study expresses that children with depression behave and behave and respond differently. Finally, the speaker mentioned that according to the recent study, increase in children depression puzzle for scientists and it needs to be resolved. You are giving double spaces also, which will also be considered as grammatical mistake. The speaker discussed about again. The speaker discussed children. Okay, you have written, you pasted 2 times I think so. So do you write? You need to work hard on your grammar as well. And collection of keywords also is not enough. Next, Navin. The speaker was discussing children depression. Okay, firstly he mentioned in 16th century many children are under, that is okay, that might be a typo, under depression. Moreover, it will increase the A risk of life and cause diseases like diabetes and high. Okay, he highlighted that children with depression will behave and different good. Many specialists are under research to discover perfect medicine. In conclusion, he described depression to be a common sickness. Good, fine. The lecture is about risk in life. He mentioned that risks are fundamentals of life, missions of one's life, and situation where danger of loss. Monica, no, Monica. Risk can be defined international attractions. No, you have missed so many keywords, grammatically wrong, Monica. Just participate in the sessions which we are conducting in Telegram group, Monica, because you have to practice more. Try to participate there. Try to answer one summarized spoken text and post it in the Telegram group, tagging me or Shruti ma'am or Tanu ma'am, anyone. Alina will be correcting them. Okay. And next, Neha. Ma'am, in summarized spoken text, we should end with one full stop. Is it wrong? No, this is summarized spoken text. So you have to write multiple sentences here. You can write multiple sentences. Whereas in summarized written text, you have to write only one sentence. You need to end up with only one full stop there. Okay. Next. Naveen, the lecture was regarding depression in children. Speaker said that depression in children given risk in life and study reveals that it is a kind of disease. Spelling wrong. Speaker said that a specialist does not find a perfect medicine to cure the depression. Naveen Tiwari, just do few summarized spoken texts today. Okay, collect few audio files from PT Tutorials app and do them and send it to me on Telegram. Naveen, you're doing a lot of mistakes. This is the reason for your low score. Rose, okay, you have written the answers for fill in the blanks. I think you have checked them. Naveen Tiwari and Nishant, what happens is in your exam also you'll have few weird audios like that. So you have to concentrate only on the audios irrespective of the background noise and everything. Okay, so you have to that's what this highlight incorrect words are. Some background noise will be played at the some noise will be played at the background and the audio will be played here. You need to concentrate only on the audio and its context. That's all. Okay, concentration is very important there. Next, the study science, understand and appreciate the world around us. Okay, Nitesh is asking, how write from dictation marked in the exam? Any partial score? Yes, you get partial score, Nitesh, but if you're aiming for 79 plus, you need to be 100% accurate. Neha, I think you have checked the answers. Yes, Neha, sometimes you have some like that, means like weird audios also in the exam. Nishant, word limit for summarized spoken text will be 70 words, Nishant. And Riddhi, the lecture was about increasing number of children with depression. According to a recent study, an increase in depression will lead to the risk of life. Researchers analyze that children with depression behave and respond differently. Good. Scientists find some medicines since the number has dramatically increased. In conclusion, depression in children remains causal. Good. Fine. Hari Singh, you need to be 100% accurate in write from dictation. No, you can't score 79 plus. Lovepreet Singh, next webinar will be next Saturday. That will be the most repeated questions for the month of September. Okay. Tarun, is there negative marking and fill in the blanks? No negative marking and fill in the blanks, Tarun. Archana, SST should be in which tense? Which tense? Follow the speaker. If speaker is talking in present tense, give your present tense. If he is talking, if he is delivering his lecture in the past tense, go with the past tense. Okay. Next, Nancy, how much time is given in write from dictation after writing each sentence? No time will be given for you. You need to manage time by yourself. For the listening, overall listening module, you have around 18 to 23 minutes depending on the number of questions. So you have to manage time by yourself. If the time is up and you're wasting time for the previous questions, you may miss few write from dictations which are very important as well. So that is very important to spare at least 5 minutes for your write from dictation. Next, Lovepreet. How many words can we write in summarized spoken text? I mean accuracy of 70 to 80%. No, you should. How many words means depends, Lovepreet. You need to give maximum 5 to 70 words for sure in summarized spoken text. Okay, and accuracy should be 100%, of course, in your write from dictation. Harry Singh, how much chances to get 79 plus in listening and writing? Okay, that is your question. Accuracy of 72%. No, Hari Singh, it's not at all possible to score 79 plus. Archana, how many words SST should be? 65 to 70 words, Archana. Did I noted your comments? Let me collect maximum keywords. Thank you and all the best, Durai. And Fardeen, can we write like the lecture was about? About is the right word or to use. The lecture was regarding depression rates in children's. No, there is no word called children's. You have to write children. Firstly, children depression numbers are increased daily. That increases the risk of life. No, you need to work on your grammar. Monica, you need to work on your grammar, Monica. Many mistakes. Neha, okay. Lovepreet, you need to collect maximum keywords. Tarun talked about the children who suffer from depression diagnosed in 16th century. It's been dramatically increased in this. No, Tarun, many grammatical mistakes. You have to work on your grammar as well. Neha, ma'am, is it headphone problem or they will wantedly give disturbance to distract us? No, that will not be a headphone problem, Neha. That is for sure the audio will be a bit with different accents, different speeds. So you need to practice all the audios with different accents, different speeds, and you can find all them in your in our PT tutorials app. Just go through the audios, keep practicing them. The talk outlined Archana, the children's depression in the 16th century. Firstly, research wrong, which leads to the risk of life. Moreover, a study shows that children who are depressed behave differently. Good. Means collection of keywords is fine, Archana, but you're missing articles, you're missing grammatical rule sequence and all. So you need to work on your grammar, then it will be done. Next, Neha. Ma'am, if I write less than 50 or more than 50 words and summarize, will the marks affect? Yes, if you're writing less than 50 words, you lose 1 point for form because according to Pearson's guidelines, you have to write between 50 to 70 words. You need to write your answer between 50 to 70 words. If you're writing less than 50 words or more than 70 words, you will be penalized for sure. Nitesh, how to get maximum marks in write from dictation? From where to practice that section? We have updated many questions in the PT tutorials app, Nitesh. Go to the app, start practicing. How much you practice write from dictation, that perfection you can observe. So keep practicing them. Lovepreet, ma'am, I joined late webinar, so I collect these keywords only from SST. Lovepreet Singh, no problem. We'll be uploading the video on YouTube. You can go through. Archana, I've checked it. Next will be Monica, Neha, welcome. I'm unable to collect maximum number of keywords in Summarize Spoken Text. Then what to do means write something related to that topic only, but you don't get points for your listening. However, write it grammatically, even you'll get points for your writing. Riti, you need to improve. Nancy, can we hear the audio in the exam? Because in webinar I was unable to catch few content and summarize written text. Yes, the audio itself means I've posted the audio on Telegram group as well. If you search for hashtag listening underscore mock test 3 underscore SST, you can find it. You can find the audio there. Once listen to the audio itself is like that. Next rows. Right now, repetition of questions has decreased. Is that true? Questions will not repeat like anywhere in June. Why to depend on these repeated questions? Because when you have some strategies or when you have some like tips and tricks how to solve a particular question, there is no need of repeated questions only. Just repeated questions, you need to go with revision, and if you are lucky you get there. Archana, you don't get that lengthy sentences here, Archana, in write from dictation. Of course, you may have them in repeat sentences. Naveen Tiwari, how to improve spelling? Naveen, write a lot. Keep writing the answers. Listen to the audios. Keep writing the answers. Check it with spell checker or something else, because spellings are very important here. If you're doing a spelling mistake, there is no chance of scoring 79 plus, Naveen. Archana, last write from dictation was that lengthy. So what you do is just write down the initials of each and every word. Practice like that. You have to write initials of each and every word while doing your practice, so that it'll be easy for you. You'll not miss even a word there. And Neha, ma'am, if I write any extra word in write from dictation, will it also be a negative marking? No, no, Neha, that is not a negative marking. I could not listen write from dictation clearly. How could I improve on that? Anand Singh, you need to practice more, because I'm sure the first few words, means first 2 to 3 words, will be tricky. I'll share those audio files on Telegram group, PT Tutorials group. If you're there on the group also, you just I'll name it as listening mock test 3, and I'll post all the audio files there. Just go through them. Archana, is it we use backspace, we lose spelling score? No, Archana, it's not like that. That was a bug, but was resolved by Pearson, so now you can use backspace. That is not an issue. Okay, any more questions? Neha, ma'am, if I have not end the full sentence with the full stop, what happens in write from dictation? You lose points for that, because that punctuations in write from dictation also are important. Punctuations are very important. Naveen, thank you. Welcome, Naveen. Nancy, if only 2 words are correct in whole sentence in write from dictation, can I get? No, Nancy, there is no scope of scoring, no chance at all to score 65 plus even. Same sequence in write from dictation is very important. Sequence is very important, Ricky. No, you need to give every word in a sequence. Yes. And were the audios clear? Is it compulsory to write to submit in writing tasks, Rose? Even if you don't submit, that will take like auto submission will be there, so don't worry. Utilize your 10 minutes completely. If you need to click next, just click next in the last few seconds, like 9 minutes 30 seconds, like that. And Naveen, if you use template, is that okay? Naveen, that's what, not template, just use the structure which I've given you. Just use the structure, Naveen. Harjit, if we use backspace in writing task, does it affect our spelling score? No, Harjit. That was the, actually it was the problem, but now it's fine. Everything has been rectified. Wonderful webinar, clarified doubts and test our ability. Thanks, Sushma ma'am. Welcome, Neha. You need to follow the structure, like first you need to give topic sentence, what is the topic, then you need to follow the introduction, you need to give the introduction, then you have to give explanation, and finally the conclusion, Archana. That is the structure of summarized spoken text. Yes, Riti, conclusion is necessary in summarized spoken text. If the speaker is concluding, you also should conclude. The speaker in the lecture, it was finally, or in conclusion, he is giving some conclusion. You need to, you have to, because you have score for writing as well here. Okay, and I think the questions are done, and we have introduced PTE-A test evaluation with 20% discount. That means we'll be providing score tests. Okay, these score tests you can have 20% discount on that, and you can use the promo code EVAL20, and this is valid till 30th September 2019. And our team is working on this score test. We are giving you the detailed feedback. That means on each and every question, we'll be giving you a detailed feedback. What are your weak areas? What are your strong areas and all? So better test and know where you are standing in the exam with taking this score test. And for that, we are providing you 20% discount as well. You can use the promo code given on the screen. And Archana, thank you so much. Welcome, Archana. Sure, Rose, I'll do that. Neha, in summarize, if I know what the topic is, can I write my, no, Neha, that will not give you the score. You need to use the words from the lecture itself. Archana, you can just log in to website so that you'll have an idea of this score test. Yes, we'll be sharing the link as well in the group today for the score tests. Okay. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you so much. Nitesh, you can talk to the team. Yes, Naveen, you give some score tests so that you'll have an idea where you're standing actually. Moreover, these are reliable and they are very near to your real exam questions and real exam evaluation as well. So better take the score tests, know where you are, and work on your weak areas, which is very, very important for a top scorer. We'll be posting this webinar by the end of the day. Like, I think it will be posted by this afternoon. I'll just share the link in the group once it is posted. Naveen, we have updated everything, Naveen. We'll be giving you the weak areas and strong areas of you as well. Okay, and that's all for today. Hope the webinar was helpful. Thank you so much for participating, and all the best, whoever is writing the exam. And don't do spelling mistakes. Proofread for sure. All the very best for everyone, and bye. Thank you so much, Archana. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.